Today our topic is about this one is not a technical training, but I would like to introduce you guys on our Syncroweb on developed software. We call it as Omaya. Okay, so I will explain to you on this software so that later if you have deployment that you need to have some extra software, maybe you can try to consider using Omaya. Okay, so let us start. Okay, I think everyone is here already. Okay, all right. Okay, so what is Omaya? Okay, so we are doing this for years. I think more than 5 years already. So we have this software. We call it as Omaya. So generally, what Omaya do is, so Omaya is a location-based platform, so that you can understand how people move around your venue. Okay, so you can understand which path they use, how long they stay at your area, are your user passing by user, or how long they stay, where they go from one path to another path. So you can have all those reporting in Omaya. So what Omaya do is Omaya will collect your user data and interpret it onto a reporting module, graph, or raw data, so you can analyze your user. So you imagine you have, let's for example, you have a shopping mall. Okay, so you have a shopping mall, and then you want to know how many people, how many shopper comes into your mall each day, and you want to know which area they go to, which area you have the most people dwell. All right, how much time your shoppers stay in a specific area, how frequent they come. So are more most of your user are new user or repeated user, so you can know all kind of reporting about your user. So this is what Omaya is. Okay, so I think you can get the idea of what Omaya is. So it is a crowd analytics software, so it will collect your user data. So what you can collect, I mean, how it collect is, first is using Wi-Fi. So any access point that have the location-based system, APs that have the sensor to detect user MAC address, so you can use the AP. Okay, so when the AP detect, so if you're using Wi-Fi, the way that the sensor works is, the sensor will collect the user MAC address. So if you come into the example of the shopping mall, you come into the shopping mall, you have your phone, okay, and the Wi-Fi is turned on, so the AP will collect your phone MAC address and then send to Omaya. So Omaya will calculate the MAC address as a user lah. So if you bring one device, so Omaya will count that device as user, as human being. So that's how we calculate. Okay, so if you're using Wi-Fi, then yes, by MAC address. So we collect the MAC address and send to Omaya, and for Omaya will do the calculation, the analytics, and show to you the result. Okay, so this is by Wi-Fi. Okay, so I think most of the Wi-Fi devices, they have the not all, but most have the LBS sensor. For example, we've tested Omaya with Rakus, with Meraki, with with what else, we Huawei, we test with Nokia AP, also we test with Ruije AP. All right, so as long as it has the sensor, so we can do integration with the Omaya. But depends on the hardware. We not sure how good is the detection of the sensor. So uh, the brands varies on their performance. Okay, but the integration can be done. Okay, so if you're using Wi-Fi, so Wi-Fi with a sensor. And another way to do that is using uh, camera. Okay, so we are also do integration with, we are also do some R&D with camera, so that, okay, let's say you are using Wi-Fi. If you are using Wi-Fi, one person could bring more than one Wi-Fi device. Okay, let's say you have two phones, so the data collected is not very accurate, because actually you are one person but you are bringing two phone. We Omaya will calculate you as 2%. Okay, so to have a precise and more accurate data, you can use camera, but only if the camera has the sensor that detect human body, right? Or human face, clothing, or gesture. So the same thing, collect data over the camera, but this time uh, the data will be more accurate. And also we are also doing R&D, so that when you are using camera, you can know more than just the human. I mean, you can know because you can detect the facial, so you can know, maybe you can know the gender of your user, you can know the age of your user, or maybe if you want to blacklist or whitelist your user, so you can do more with Omaya. So with camera, if you're using camera. So this is still, we are doing R&D on this one. Okay, so we hope that more features can come up from the camera sensor. Okay. All right. Also, besides Wi-Fi, you can. We also do R&D also with Bluetooth, Bluetooth beacon. All right. So, for example, you're using Bluetooth beacon. You can not only you can do tracking of your user, you can also consider as, when you're using Bluetooth beacon, you can do like asset tracking. Let's say you have a warehouse. All right, you install AP with the Bluetooth, and you put a Bluetooth tracker maybe on your truck, on your lorries. All right, so you can detect the in and out of your asset. So you can do asset tracking, or you can do attendance tracking. Yeah, you want to so every time your employee comes into the office, it detects the Bluetooth trackers or something like that. So we are doing that one also. So not only you count how many people, how much they stay, but we try to, and we have to wider the features, so that you can do more. You can track your user, check for attendance, check for blacklist or whitelist, track the asset, so all those things. All right, so still under development, that one. But for now, what's already in the Omaya is to calculate how many, like I said, the crowd analytic, how many people, how much time they stay at your place. So that one is already there in the current version. All right, we are exploring the new version, and we will release soon the news. Okay, so the current version also, you can know, yeah, this is the metric that you can know, right? You want to know how many people passing by or location. Let's say you have an AP inside this store. So from the AP, you can detect the user MAC address. So if the user is far from the AP, so you consider the report as the user is passing by, only passing by. All right. So you can also know the, when you know the MAC address, is the, if the matter is first time, so you know it's first time user. All right, if so, you know this is repeated user. All right, you know your audience, you know your user. All right, so you can check also if the MAC address is closer to the AP, so you know the user is coming inside the store, for example, or inside the area. All right, so if you have multiple AP, you can know if the user travel through a zone. Let's say this store, it go to zone A to zone B, right? So this is example. So this is what you can calculate. Okay. All right. Also, you can also know the dwell time, how much time they spend at the area. So by dwell time, okay. So you can also consider if they stay long, so they are engaged users, or you can also know if they come, the user come in and go out too soon. So you know, that report also. So the frequency visit of your user, how many times they coming back to your place. All right, so you can use all this metric to raise questions on how you, let's say if you are under marketing department, so this report can benefit you on how you want to improve your business or your area. So what you need to add, what you need to decrease, or things like that. So you can know, you can raise question, how does this store, so if you have multiple stores, so you can compare which store having the most people. And you can also raise question, why store A doesn't have people inside, why store B a lot of people inside. So you can know the marketing, or maybe the store A, the marketing doesn't good, or the shop, the area is too small, or the staff is not friendly. All right, so and then you can also raise question, how is your shopper behave, are they keep coming back again, so the loyalty of your shopper, or only first time user comes to your store. So you can consider as, or maybe your marketing is not good, your product is not good, so things like that. So this is the example of a shopping mall. You can do this example for other area industry also. All right, all right, so this is what you can raise, what you can do. All right, so from this data. All right, so this is what you have. So we focus on important data only. So traffic, you want to know how well does your window attract shopper. Loyalty, you want to know the repeated user, your engagement, and then the timing. All right, when you have the most users, so things like that. Right. So let me just go to the collected data. All right, so you can know all these things. All right, you can know the heat map, all right, of the area. Okay, the heat map. You want to know the crowd density. You want to do comparison between stores, so you have the benchmark. You want to know entry and exit. All right, you want to know how many people enter your store, how many people go out your store. All right, are they using the same entrance? All right, if you're putting AP at the entrance because you want to collect the data of user coming and go out, all right, coming in and coming out, so you can know the entry and exit. All right, okay. Also cross visit, you want to know how your user move, all right, from point A to point B to point C, or so you can know which path they are using. All right, and then you want to know how many people will visit the store, and then repeated user, you can see loyalty, and then how much time your user stay at your area, so you can do dwell report. Okay, so this is the report that you can have. Let me just show you the report from Omaya. So I have this one. Okay, so this is example of Omaya software. All right, so from the dashboard you can see. All right, so let's say I have this area. Okay, so for example arrival hall, so I know for the last hour, for the last hour, I know, yeah, 33 people passing by. So I have 104 return users. So I have a loyal user here coming back to my area. Okay. So I have some people visit, and this is new user, and average people staying at my area is, yeah, I have this one. Okay, average dwell time. And then I have hourly visitors. So I can know at which time I have the most visit visitor I have, so I know at what time. Okay, so I can have more. This one is just the dashboard, so I can have more data if I want to do comparison between all of my area. So I can generate. All right, so I want to know for each venue, so I can know the total device, or you can consider as total user lah, total user, okay, total human. All right, so I want to know how many passing by, how many visit, and how many engage. All right, how much time they spend. All right, you have the average data or all this, or you can also know the data like weekly. All right, so you know the heat map, so at which time you have the most. For example, this report, so I want to know, they say I want to know visit, total visit, so I want to know, so the most within this 1 week, the most time people visit, so during lunchtime, so I have this heat map. See the red, so the most people come on Sunday, which is true. On weekend, people coming to this place, and during lunchtime they come here. So I know. So logically, this place close early morning and at night. So you can see early morning no data, all right, and then at night also you have less user, right? No, uh, compared to the morning and afternoon time. So this is the data that you can have. All right. So that one is benchmark. Right. You can also know cross visit. Okay. You want to know where does your user go. For example, I want to check from arrival hall. Okay. So I can check for, all right, so I want to know how many people from arrival hall go to canopy to exhibition hall, so I can know the count. All right, I can also separate, have more detailed report hourly. All right, so from arrival hall to canopy upper, so at 4 p.m. or 9 a.m. I have the most user go. Okay, so I can know this data. Okay, so this is cross visit. All right, you can also know the cross path. All right, so you want to know the next three path of your user, so I want to know from arrival hall, all right, go where did they go, their next three path. All right, so I have this path. All right, so from arrival hall I have 300 users. All right, go to canopy upper, and then from canopy upper only one user. All right, so you can know the last three path of your user. Okay, all right. Okay, so you want to know the path from from source to destination. Let's say I want to know from arrival hall go to canopy lower. So say I put yesterday, right? So I can know where did they go. How did they go from arrival hall to canopy upper? All right. So they go to some other place first before they reach canopy upper. All right. So this is what you can know. All right, this one is cross path. Can also know the dwell time. Okay, you want to know in average how much time your user stay at your area. So let's say for arrival hall. All right, so most user only stay for around 30 minutes to 1 hour. All right, or 15 to 30 minutes. So not a lot. They didn't stay here long time, which is logic, because this one is just an arrival hall, right? So you can see less people stay longer at this area. Okay, so this is the data, right? You want to know the entry and exit. Okay, let's say arrival hall is an entrance, so you can know how many people comes in and then comes out of that area. All right, so you can know. Okay, so this is the, so you want to know also a repeated user, right? So I want to know at this area, all right, how many new user, all right, how many repeated users. So I have a lot of repeated user, but and then you also can know how much time they repeat to come to your area. All right, so most people comes back more than 5 times. All right, so you have a really loyal customer over here, so right, so you can know that one. All right, so you can also know most of user comes back to your place within how many days, right? So most user comes back to this arrival hall after 3 weeks, so they comes back after 3 weeks, around 3 weeks. Okay. Unit visit also, you can know visit and unit visit. You want to know how many people visit your store, your store, or your area. Okay, you can know engage and visit. Okay, and then you can upload a map, all right, for your AP. So you consider the AP is an area. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is the area for arrival hall. So you have multiple AP here, all right. So you can do a last 24 hours density heat map, all right. If you want to know the density at that area, okay, so you can generate the last 24 hours. Okay, all right. Also, you can also have the live map, live 5 minute detection of that area. So this is the live 5 minute detection of the density around that area. Okay, right. Okay. Alright. So all of these are detected by the AP. Okay, so all these about AP. Yeah, that's about it about Omaya. Anything you want to ask about Omaya? Anything you want to ask? You can ask. Any question about Omaya? If you're interested in Omaya, you can contact our sales. Okay. If no question, then I will end my session here. Contact our sales if you want to know more about Omaya, the pricing, and on how can you have Omaya for your deployment. Yep. That's about it. See you guys on the next webinar. Thank you. Bye.